So here I have a really simple question answered. There's lots of people asking, how do you get your horse to sit like a dog? Well, there's so many different ways you can do that. And obviously everybody has their own way. And you don't need to stick to one way. You can do whichever way you choose, or you can use multiple ways. Personally, I use multiple ways. But one of the ways that I teach is this is the most basic way. And if you are someone who already has a horse who lays down, you can teach your horse to sit very, very easily. And so that's the one I'm going to show you today. Cuba here, who's fascinated by the chickens next door, at least he's concentrating on something because he's usually not. He's usually half asleep. Cuba knows how to lay down on cue. So the cue that I use for Cuba, for him to lay down, first of all, I'm not going to ask him just yet. That would be setting myself up for failure because I know he's not concentrating. Lesson number one, don't ever ask your horse to do something if you know they're not with you. He's not with me. He's looking at the chickens next door. He has something stuck on his eyebrow. Okay, Cuba, are you with me? Okay, I asked Cuba to lay down. Good boy. Okay, I finally get him to lay down. Not ideal way to be sitting for the camera, but anyway, you will still get the picture, literally. So what you do is when you've got your horse to lay down, because he's a horse that already lays down, they're the people watching this video, is you make sure you reward that stage of your training. You don't want to skip rewarding the lay down if you're using the lay down to sit. Because if you continually did that, you'd slowly lose your lay down and your horse would be going, I'm not laying down if you don't reward me for my lay down. They'll soon get jack of it. So make sure you still reward the lay down. Don't just focus on the sit. Then you would take his attention and get him to start to stand up, which that is stage one. Get him to raise up a little bit more. And if you can, raise up. You need to be quick with rewards here. And this is one of the only times that I actually use a reward to keep a horse in position, because sometimes it can be an awkward position. So just to get him used to this position, sitting, and then I'm going to ask him to get up before he gets up. I need to ask him to get up before he chooses to get up himself. And just so that you know, if you have just started doing this, that's what your horse will probably do, because most of the time they do. They try to get up before you ask, before you're ready. So don't be obsessed with the fact that, oh, wow, he's sitting. That's so cool. Don't let him get up. You need to ask him to get up. So cut it short. He did the sit. He did exactly what I asked him to do. We're not going for longevity at the moment. We're just going for him to learn how to sit. Now, Cuba got 3 stages there. He was with his first stage where he just had his hooves out and he was quite low, and then he moved his hooves back a bit, and then he moved them back a bit more. So he got to stage 3. You might not necessarily get to stage 3, even if your horse has never ever done this before. You can just get him to get to stage 1, where his hooves were down low. He was not up high yet. That's perfectly fine, because he still did what you're asking. And take it slow. Take it in stages. Don't ask for too much too soon, or you'll end up with nothing. So that is how to get your horse to sit from using the lay down, if your horse already knows how to lay down. So remember, make sure you still reward the lay down. Otherwise, you could possibly lose your lay down, meaning he won't forget it altogether. But sometimes if you're going to ask him to lay down to sit, he might then start refusing to lay down. So make sure you reward each stage in these learning phases. So I hope that answered the simple question, and hopefully we'll be back with more.